This, and I dressed for this event because normally I'm dressed very casual, but because the title was Shine, I figured I'd wear something that was apropos. My name is Paul Fegen. My stage name now is Fantastic Fig. Yeah, I'm not too good with that. My hands aren't very good. I don't know why I'm a magician.
Whoa.
My hands.
You're just doing that to
That's right,
disarm us.
That's right. I'm 80 years old, and I will have my birthday next year, and I'll really be old. I'll be 81. But I've been lucky and unlucky. You can't always win. Even the best gamblers in the world lose some of the time. I've lost some of the time, but as my story ends, you'll see that it ended on a high note. When I became an attorney, I decided that I should do something different, made a lot of money, and I rented the top floor of the Glendale Federal Building at the corner of Wilshire and Beverly Drive. They wanted 50 cents a foot, but I'd made money. My father was poor. My father was a milkman. My mother was a housewife. And I made money working as an entertainment attorney. Made a lot of money, represented a lot of stars. In a few years, I decided to rent that floor, which was 50 cents a foot. For those of you in the real estate market know that now things go for $3.50, $5 a foot. And everyone says I'm crazy because everything was being 30 cents, 35 cents, maybe 40 cents. But this was the top floor of the top building. And I decided I would take it, and I rented out all the offices to other attorneys, and I figured I'd make some money. I made a lot of money. By the time the building was built and my floor was finished, I was 100% leased. There was another building at 94-1 across the street. The landlord came, he said, I want you to do the same thing in my building. I said, okay. Then there was one in Westwood, I did that. Over the next 17 years, I had 250 law suites across the country in 26 states. I had 600 full-time employees. I had 10,000 tenants, and I worked my butt off. I was really hard-pressed for enjoying life, but I enjoyed it because I had a lot of beautiful girls around me, and I was able to throw parties during the day, during the night. I worked during the day, and I threw parties at night. I was famous for throwing my parties. In 1971, the LA Times had a journalist call me and said he wanted to do a story on me. And I said, okay, about my real estate. He said, no, just about your whole life. And it came out. It was on the front page of the LA Times in December 1, 1971. It said, the Fig Life, my name is Fig, the Fig Life, one party out after another. That elevated me to even making more money and having more friends and more people around me. And my parties were great. My parties, the law suites were called Fegen Suites, and my parties were called the Fig Party. Fig parties. I had, at my house, I had almost every Friday or Saturday night, over 1,000 people, beautiful ladies like the speaker before the last. She was attending. She's still beautiful. And I had over 1,000 people coming to my parties. Everyone loved me except my neighbors. They hated me. But I didn't care. As a matter of fact, they filed a lawsuit against me. It was called a nuisance lawsuit. I had to make an agreement to have them only once a month. But that's okay because I rented out places. At my parties, before I rented them out, I had Jimi Hendrix just hanging around. I introduced David Bowie, who came to LA, and he played on my waterbed in 1972. The waterbed was famous back then. Some of you are too young to even know what a waterbed is, but the waterbed was a fun place for him to play, but people were talking and he left in the middle of the set. If you read his book called Stardust, he said it was very nice of this attorney to let him entertain, but people were more interested in socializing. But that's what I did. I threw parties. I always believed that parties were the way to enjoy ourselves, even though I had millions of dollars. But in 1983, when the market crashed, like it did 7 years ago here, everything stopped. My $3 million a month, which was paying for my parties and enjoying life, stopped. So I had to file Chapter 11. the Chapter 11 was the world's largest individual bankruptcy, totaling $15 billion before there were any billionaires. Now there's a lot of billionaires. Had the market not stopped, I would have been richer than Bill Gates. But if I were rich, I would be continuing to do what I did back then, and that was going out every night to the best restaurants and eating a lot of good food and delicious food. But back then I weighed 205 pounds. Now that I've lost all that money and not having the same girlfriend who loved making me take her out to dinner, I eat at the farmers markets. I buy the healthy food, not inexpensive, but I buy only vegetables and fruits and once in a while a little ice cream, but not much. I'm now 152, so I've lost 53 pounds in the last couple of years, which is great. And I can dance, and I can move around, and I was on America's Got Talent. I got very high up as a magician, and that also catapulted me into enjoying life and not making money. But making money, when you make $3 million a year, and then when you start doing shows and you get $100, $50, nothing, it doesn't matter because I do 5 to 10 shows a week. And now that I'm able to entertain people, I'm so much happier. And that's the way I live today and the way I want to live for the rest of, 19 years, 20 years, or whatever. And I now want to do, I can brag, I can speak for, I'm supposed to be 7 minutes. Am I 7 minutes in it? Okay, I'd like to speak for another hour and a half. Is that okay? I think we're going to... Okay, at the intermission, I want you to know, not bragging, but my fingers, look at them. I have great control of my hands, in addition to my body, and my hands are very limber. And now I'm going to do a special trick for Isabel.
Oh, okay. Should I
Come out, Isabel. If I had a bell, I would go like this and say, "This is a bell," but this is a bell.
I've heard that since elementary school.
Okay. I remember saying it in elementary school, but I'm much older. Isabel, say any card.
Just say the
Yeah.
Ace of Spades.
Take it.
Oh my God. We
Well,
did not practice this.
that's right. This is not rehearsed. You said, "Oh my God."
Wow.
God says never use his name in vain, but he came to me and he said, if it's in awe of my magic, it's okay. So, oh my God.
Good.
Everyone say, "Oh my God." Oh my God. Okay. Now, since you did one, I was supposed to only do one. Name a second card.
Wow. Can I ask someone else too, just so they know that I'm not a plant?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
Do we have a skeptic in the crowd?
Okay. No.
Here, hold it. No.
Because then that
No.
person could have been planted.
No,
too.
that he wasn't planted.
Okay.
What's
all
your
right.
name?
You know he wasn't
Okay.
planted. Okay.
Show-
All right. He
show-
says so.
which-
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Show him the
Yes.
top card. That's your Ace of Spades, right?
Yes,
Now
that's the
show
Ace of
him
Spades.
the next card.
Oh my God.
This was not planted. Is there anyone here? This is not planted.
All right.
called- it's called
I'm
my-
totally astounded.
I know my powers are great. I hate to brag, but normally my powers only could make people say the card that I'm thinking of if they're within 5 or 10 feet. Normally that's like 20 feet. My powers are better than even I thought they were. Is there anyone in the back row who wants to name a card?
King of Hearts, someone said, Paul.
Who said King of Hearts?
The back row.
Okay.
Back here.
Isabel?
Sheila. Okay, we know Sheila's not a
Here,
plant.
hold the
all right?
card.
Okay. What did you say, Sheila? King of Hearts. Okay.
Turn over the top card for Sheila.
Oh my God.
And now watch this. Watch how quick my how quick my hands are. I'm going to take the King of Hearts. Watch the King of Hearts. You watch it? I'm going to take it. I'm going to throw it down. It became the 9. And look where it went.
All right. So this is just personal curiosity. So I want to ask you, because you told the whole story of how you became rich and you lost everything. You became a magician. I want to know, was there a turning point? Like, how was it? How did you come up with magic? What? Yeah.
Well, 30 years ago in 1982, just before the market crashed, I used to give out holiday cards. I'd give a pen with my name on it and my phone number. I'd give a figurator when calculators came out. I called it figurator. I gave those out. I gave little clocks, little radios, keychains and everything. My marketing rep told me I should put my face on a deck of cards and give out 1,000 during the year. And I did that. I bought the cards and gave them out as gifts, and someone showed me a little trick, and then someone else showed me a trick, and then I started doing tricks, and before long I'm just having fun showing tricks. I always liked attention, and the fact that I could do a trick and fool people, I enjoyed doing it. I got better and better. I started watching other magicians, and I said, well, what he did wasn't that good. If I did it this way, it'd be better. And I started inventing tricks. I mean, I'm dumb in certain things, but in other things, everyone calls me a genius. I invented card tricks like this and mind reading that no one else can do. So I got better and better. And last 9 years ago, I started becoming a professional in 2008. And people started hiring me for money or no money. I do 5 to 10 shows a week. Half of them, as I say, no fee, or charities. I do a lot of charity. If anyone has a charity, I'm there.
Right.
And
Well,
so that's the story.
Thank you very much. So I was going to let them know that the treat is that he's going to hang around during intermission and do any close-up magic. So, and we're going to bring the concessions thing in here. So if you want to hang out here, I mean, you're free to go to the restroom, but you can hang out here, have a drink, and he's going to be doing magic.
Yes, I love skeptics.
All right.